Going on, everybody? It's JetsCentral coming back with another video, and in this one I wanted to recap today's game between the Green Bay Packers at the New York Jets. Packers won the game, final score 44-38 in an overtime finish. Okay, I'll start the video off by saying what a game, right? What a game of offensive football. Rodgers versus Darnold, young versus old, Jets versus Packers. What a game of offensive football. If you're a fan of football, you know, whether you're a fan of high school football, college football, what have you, you would have loved to watch this game. It's just back and forth, back and forth. It was just a great game of football. But I'll say this right from the jump. I don't think this game should have went to overtime. I really don't. I really don't know why this Jets coaching staff goes in full conservative mode at the end of games when we have a lead. It doesn't matter if we're up by 3. It doesn't matter if we're up by 30. We go into full conservative mode. We just stop throwing the football. We just run it. It's just so obvious. Everybody in the building, Jets, Packers, fans, everybody, refs, everybody involved, everybody at that stadium knows the Jets are going to go in conservative mode when they have a lead late. And it's very frustrating stuff. I want to credit Green Bay. I want to credit their fans. I want to credit the team, the coaching staff, for a really they made halftime adjustments, right? They made the adjustments throughout the game, which caused them to kind of propel themselves into overtime. They really played aggressive football down the stretch. And I'm not saying the Jets, you know, you have to play aggressive football to win games or to move the football, not in the least. But what I am saying is that the Green Bay Packers played with urgency, where I felt like the New York Jets, they got the lead, and we've seen this movie before, right? We've read this book before, where the Jets get up early late, or where we're up early late, and we just I don't want to say give up, but we're just like, we have this in the bag. We're not going to play to win. We're going to play not to lose. There's a difference. There is a difference. So I will say, you know, there is a silver lining, right? The Jets, you know, we technically get a better draft spot, right? Because we're moving up. We lost the game. Sam Darnold looked great. You know, and the Jets overall looked great, right? So there is a silver lining. But I will say, you know, I was actually on Twitter early on in the game, and there's a lot of people on Jets Twitter and whatnot saying that, you know, possibly giving Todd Bowles and Jeremy Bates another shot because we looked fantastic today. We looked fantastic last week against the Houston Texans, right? The offense looked like it was clicking. The play calls seemed to be in sync. Robbie Anderson was stepping up, making plays. Darnold obviously has looked fantastic over the past 2 weeks, today included. And, you know, I saw a lot of people kind of backing Bowles and saying, hey, look, did we figure this thing out? And I have to say, I completely disagree. We have got to move on from Todd Bowles. Yes, we looked fantastic last week. We looked great. We look great today. Sam Darnold he looked like a god today. Sam Darnold, he was making plays. Granted, there were really high completion plays, right? So it was set up beautifully for Sam. Just, you know, perfect one read. Everybody was getting open. Good job. And they were kind of taking what Green Bay was giving them. So it wasn't that complex of stuff, but Sam Darnold was dominant today. He was just making plays in the vertical passing game, downfield, intermediate and short, which I really enjoyed watching. He was also checking it down effectively as well. So you know, I really enjoyed what I saw from Sam Darnold. But going back to possibly keeping Todd Bowles or Jeremy Bates, I would not support that in the least. We've got to move on from Bowles. We've got to move on from Jeremy Bates. It's not in the Jets' best interest. It's not in the best interest of Sam Darnold to keep these guys around. We've got to move on. We've got to get an offensive-minded head coach in the building. We've got to establish it. We have to. And it's not just it's not just about Sam Darnold, right? The world does not revolve around you know, the offense of the New York Jets right now either. But when you remove Todd Bowles and remove this current coaching staff from this Jets team, not only are you getting better on offense, but you're possibly getting better in time management, halftime adjustments, and we're also gaining, hopefully, a killer instinct, which is all 3 categories we lacked, especially today. You know, today it was in perfect, you know, prime example. Another thing I wanted to bring up, which kind of irritated me, I actually have the stats right here. 16 penalties for 172 yards. That is horrible, giving the best quarterback in the league, arguably the greatest quarterback of all time, 172 free yards when you're not in Lambeau Field, you're playing with the home crowd. That is unacceptable. That falls on coaching. And granted, some of them were ticky-tack, like in overtime, that pass interference call on Buster Screen. Are you kidding me? Give me a break. I mean, some of those calls were really ticky-tack, but you can also say that some of them that went in the Jets' favor were ticky-tack. I mean, there was a few holdings on Green Bay, kind of weird, and, just weird. The officiating today on both sides was god-awful. I mean, the Green Bay Packers had 10 penalties for 86 yards. So I just don't like giving up 172 yards in free yards to the best quarterback in the league right now. It's just completely unacceptable. Completely unacceptable. Just scanning over the stats right now, Aaron Rodgers, statistically speaking, had a fantastic day. 37 of 55, 442 yards with 2 touchdown passes. You have to give Green Bay credit. They didn't really come in with the best game plan. I really feel like the Jets prepared hard this week, probably gearing up because it was our last game at MetLife Stadium for the season. Last game, probably rocking the green jerseys as well. Just a quick little side note. Anyway, I really liked how the Jets came out. But then midway through the third, early on in the fourth, the rest of the game, I did not like how the Jets just completely took the game off. They just kicked their feet up and they said, we had this one in the bag. We have it in the bag. And I was actually at a sports bar watching it, and they had a game on, or they had another TV on with the volume on. I didn't get the volume for the Jets game, and the announcer, they showed a highlight of the Packer game. It was like the Packers scoring, like I believe with 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and I overheard the announcer, who I don't remember who it was, but he said, "Oh, in garbage time, the Green Bay Packers score a touchdown." That's the same, and I was sitting there, I'm like looking around, like looking to see if there's any Jets fans in the bar, thinking to myself, like, you know what, how is this garbage time? The Packers have 3 timeouts, the 2-minute warning, they're down by 1 score with 6 minutes left in the fourth. How is this garbage time? That's the same mindset that I thought Todd Bowles had, where it's like, okay, yeah, we're completely fine just handing the ball off late in the game when we have a lead. It's just playing not to lose, and that's very frustrating. We need to establish a killer instinct some way, somehow, by next season, because if we don't, and if we keep Bowles, or if we get another guy in the building and we just completely fall apart in the fourth quarter, I mean, how many games have we fallen apart in the fourth quarter, or fallen apart in the fourth quarter this season? Countless times. We've got to move on from Todd Bowles, but nonetheless, let's talk about some positives, right? I know I rambled on for 7 minutes, but there were some positives. Number one, special teams. Andre Roberts, incredible day. Pro Bowler Andre Roberts, incredible day. Jason Myers hit that clutch field goal. We had that late fumble recovery on special teams. Insane on that punt, on the muff punt, or no, it was caught. Trent Cannon ran downfield and popped the guy, which jarred the ball loose. Special teams today was absolutely incredible, and that I think that's the main point on why the Jets were in this game, making plays on special teams. Special teams, whoever right now, it's so weird because you look at Todd Bowles, you look at the defense, you look at the offense, you look at special teams, and you never have 3 straight solid performances. You take a look at the special teams, when they play amazing, the defense plays so-so and the offense plays horrible. If the offense plays fantastic, the defense plays pretty good, then the special teams is horrible. We never have there's no consistency. It's always like one's really high, one's really low, one's in the middle. It's just so weird. But tip my cap to special teams. Fantastic job on special teams. Number 2, Sam Darnold. I mean, Sam Darnold, like I said before, he looked like a god today. He was completing passes, he was extending the play, he was picking up crucial yards with his feet, just really moving the football, moving the chains. High completion plays were being called in Darnold's favor. One thing that really jumped out at me that Jeremy Bates did was first down throwing plays, right? Passing the ball on first down, not doing obvious run plays up the middle or to the outside from the start of the game. So I look at Darnold, I look at his ability to I don't want to say shred, because he wasn't like a surgeon out there. He wasn't like Rodgers today was brilliant, but Darnold, he was kind of he was going through his reads effectively. Luckily for him, luckily for the offense, our first read, Robbie Anderson, was getting open a lot, which is just such a treat to watch. It's such a treat to watch the Jets' number 1 wide receiver getting open on routine plays. That tells me that Robbie Anderson's really starting to I guess kind of dig his heels in, or you know, really just cement himself that he should be a New York Jet. He wants to be here. He's proving himself. He had a fantastic game last week. He's had a great game today. I think he caught a touchdown pass as well. Robbie Anderson, Sam Darnold, the connection is there, the chemistry is there. But yeah, those are the two main points that I feel like the Jets were in this game to the very end. Sam Darnold's dominance, and then of course the special teams brilliance that we saw today. So going to be interesting to see how we fare against the New England Patriots. They won today against the Buffalo Bills. And yeah, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section about this game. It definitely took a lot out of me. I mean, you know, overtime, anytime we go to overtime, it's always like extremely tedious, pretty anxious watching and stuff like that. And then, you know, when you see Rodgers or when you see the New York Jets start to hand the ball off and go into full conservative mode late in the games, you know, doubt starts to creep in that the New York Jets are going to blow this game. And I don't want to say that I don't want to sit here and say I thought we were going to lose or anything like that, but late in the fourth quarter when we're just handing the ball off and I'm you know, getting pissed off in my head, like, why can't we just throw the ball? Why can't we just go for the first down? Let's play aggressive. Let's play. Let's try to win these games. Let's try to play to win, not to lose. It's just frustrating stuff. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. New York Jets lose another game, 4-11 on the season. And the Green Bay Packers were victorious, so quick shout out to them, quick shout out to their fans. I noticed they had a lot of fans at the stadium, so I know the Packers fans, they're kind of all over the map, and they always support their team. So, yeah, thanks so much for watching, and as always, go Jets.